First, let me talk about a few lessons that we've sort of learned along the way. So everybody wants to digitize their organization and become more efficient. The cost of banking is rising fast, and we need to service our clients more effectively to remain competitive. And moving your organization towards a digitization can help you do that, but it's not always as easy as it seems. So here's a few things that you may want to watch out for. So whenever you embark on your digitization journey, you need to evaluate your processes, procedures, and policies along the way. Now, along the way, you're going to find some easy, quick wins that remove pain points in your process. And those are usually not a problem because everyone will recognize the value of fixing those things. However, when you start to change how people work or change their workflow, you're going to encounter resistance because generally people don't like change. And anytime that we've tried to streamline a process or use technology to gain efficiency in a procedure, we inevitably wind up talking about the exception process or the workarounds to the process, because at the end of the day, someone will say why the new process doesn't work for them. So don't let those become the rule. Next is make sure you get buy-in from all of your stakeholders. When you make a process more efficient in one area, you may have downstream impact that you weren't expecting. Get out in front of that by keeping stakeholders informed. There may be unintended consequences, and you may run into people who ultimately will stand in the way in progress because they weren't consulted up front. So you want to just make sure you get out in front of that. Implementing new technology is not always as originally sold, and it will take time to implement. There are always legacy systems that won't talk to each other the way they should or the way that they're supposed to. So be patient and work through those issues, and at the end, usually it's worth it. But don't let the technology people tell you what can and can't be done, because the reality is almost anything can be done. It's just a matter of time, resources, and money. So you need to find people who can challenge the techies. So at the end of the day, it's the line of business that winds up making the decisions and not the IT department. And finally, what I'll say about lessons is, the IT or the tech departments really only have so much bandwidth and have limited resources. And not all of your projects are going to get funded, especially the nice to haves. Projects get stack ranked, and from my experience, the ones that save money or improve the client experience are the ones that get more attention. So make sure that you look at that, and then your projects will get more consideration. So quickly, I'll mention a couple of things that we're focusing on at KeyBanc this year and really and beyond. So we have a number of projects that fall under the umbrella of simplifying the lending and portfolio management process. And the first one I'll mention is the continued rollout of nCino and the onboarding of new lending groups to our nCino platform. Now, nCino is a very complex underwriting platform. It has many benefits, but it takes great effort to implement. And we need to complete that process of onboarding the rest of BGPM onto nCino in the next couple of years. That's really important for us. From an automation standpoint, again, we're looking at a client portal to allow our clients to electronically submit financial statements and other documents to us. And we're hoping that will improve the client experience and efficiency, and actually allow us to track financial statements in a more automated way. Auto spreading of financial statements is another thing we're working on, but I got to be honest, I'm not convinced at this point that that's going to work the way we would like it to. It seems to work fine for public companies, but others not so much. So we're going to continue exploring that, and Acuity is actually helping us with that effort. The last thing I'll mention quickly is our red flag report. And banks gather a lot of data about their clients. When you think about DDA activity or borrowing patterns or public data, and we're trying to use that data in a more effective way to monitor our client activity and to alert us to any behavior changes that may be an issue.